Let's welcome you to the Melbourne Pavilion this historic weekend for Fox Sports. Wall-to-wall professional boxing. Melbourne tonight, Sydney tomorrow night. Kings of the Ring. We get the show rolling. It's party time. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Oriental Light Welterweight Championship. Your WBO supervisor from Carrara, Queensland, Mr. Brad Vocale. Would you welcome first in the red corner, wearing trunks of black, white with a touch of red and blue. From Campbelltown, New South Wales, via Bohol in the Philippines. Training with Todd Macklin, ex-Aussie champ who fought Manny Pacquiao in the Philippines more than a decade ago. Working out the East-West Fight Club in Campbelltown. Remembered best for his epic battle against Australia's Michael Katsidis and Las Vegas 2007. Professional record 26 fights, 22 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. 12 inside the distance. At 63.15 kilograms, the challenger, Augusto Czar Amonsot. And across the ring from Marrickville, New South Wales, via Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Former Australian light welterweight and welterweight champion, 33 years of age. Head coach, 2 times world champion, Lovemore Nadu. 25 fights, 21 wins, 3 losses, 11 inside the distance. Wearing limerick green trunks with a touch of white and black. The reigning and defending champion, the smiling assassin, Sullivan Egberime. Referee at the bell, Bryce Betwhistle. Andrew Campbell, Dale Westerman and Nico Williams on the 10-point must system. 12 rounds of boxing. Chris Anderson Jr., your timekeeper.
Okay, gentlemen, you're both aware of the rules. We've spoken to the back room. You've got no questions. No questions from blue. No questions from red. All right, listen to my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Both these belts are good. All right, below this is low, right? Understand? Touch gloves now in the last round.
Neither man wanted to engage in the stare down, and I can understand that. As the non-participator here at the commentary position.
Ready?
On the right side of the ropes. We are ready for war. Light welterweight division kicking it off on Fox Sports Friday Night Fights. 12 3-minute rounds for a regional belt. Now the light welterweight division, 63.5 kilo, 140 pound, or right on 10 stone. It is Amonsot in the black and white, and in the green and white, Solomon Egberime. We start with a right-hander versus a left-hander. Egberime the right with that left foot forward. Amonsot, the lefty. Andy Raymond along with Chris McCullen calling the action for you tonight.
Yeah, you can see Solomon Egberime trying to work around the outside. He won't stay still in front of Czar Amonsot. If he does, it smells danger.
Very cautious opening, the opening minute here. As we said in the opener, 50 combined fights, just 6 combined losses. So what you do have is 2 world-class athletes in our opener tonight. We boasted earlier 4 fights only live tonight, but 4 genuine main events.
I think you'd have to dig in the archives a long way back to find a fight with such calibre opening the night. You can see Solomon Egberime trying to get on the outside of that front foot, although Czar Amonsot then got on the outside, and that's the key to fighting the left-hander. Or as Egberime lands a good right hand.
We are going to see that over the course of the night, because in our semi-main event for the vacant Australian light heavyweight title, it's a right-hander versus a left-hander. And who would know what to expect in our main event with Albert and Solomon? Both can switch, do switch, and are happy to. But it's that lead foot, and whoever can get on the outside initially, safely, and then let them go. With 2 minutes down, 1 remaining in the opening round. A genuine feeling out round as Egberime looks to counter.
Yeah, it is. 2 very experienced guys, and they're just having a look and seeing what's out there. Oh, as Amonsot lands a left hand down the middle.
Egberime very wide in his stance. In fact, wider than I have seen before. That's him in the green and white. If we have a look at his feet, just how spread they are. Of course, a very decorated amateur who arrived in Australia for the Sydney 2000 Olympics, decided this joint's that good, I'm going to stay. And he was one of many.
Yeah, as did a lot of them.
Part of the African Kings based out of South Australia. Majority have moved on to different states.
And that's better from Sol. He needs to get behind the jab, even though it's not a main scoring punch, the left hand onto the southpaw. But he needs to use that jab and give Caesar something to look at.
Every time you jab, bring it back there, okay? It's going to counter you with the right jab every time. So, he started to jump in with a 1-2. Remember what I said, when you jump, just sidestep, throw the right hand, okay? But I need you to start picking up your punches, okay? You need to defense with them jabs. You caught him with a couple of jabs, that's what I want to see. Continue throwing them jabs, okay? Don't give him a chance to set. All he's going to do is set and then he'll throw himself out, okay? He'll set and then he'll jump. So, keep that right hand high, all the time. But remember, every time you throw the jab, bring them back. If he comes there, we'll put you on, okay?
Yeah, two-time world champion Love Mornadu calling the shots in the corner with Tommy Mercury there assisting. Now, they could very well be Australian boxing's odd couple.
Certainly.
Doing their thing with Sol Egberime in the corner.
Last time we saw Tommy was down here at this venue with Lenny Zapavinga.
Yep, the upset loss to Ahmed Diaz.
I'll tell you something, Czar Amonsot, former lightweight, you know, obviously fought Michael Katsidis, and, you know, at that fight probably put Michael Katsidis on the map in America, but Amonsot looks very good up in weight up at light welterweight. He looks like he's filled out really good. He doesn't look overweight. He's got massive legs, and I reckon he'll bring that power up with him.
Not that I'm ever one to talk about anyone's weight or offer any critique of any type, but it's a topic we've discussed at length over the years in regards to, I guess most notably, Anthony Mundine and Danny Green, but for differing reasons. Anthony's coming down in divisions, and there are areas of concern that he doesn't look as healthy, he doesn't seem as healthy, as strong and just as natural, whereas Danny fought at a weight that was very unnatural for so long, has since moved up into the cruiserweight division and has filled out his body, and that's where he should be fighting. As a result, you know, physically he just looks a whole lot better.
Yeah, he does, you're right. And what Anthony Mundine is doing, it's very rare. So, I mean, that's a feat in its own. Whether it's right or wrong, that's up to Anthony Mundine. And look, Danny Green does look good at his weight, whether it be a little bit higher than, you know, maybe where he should be.
Let's go.
When I say the boys look good at their weight, I'm obviously talking about boxing.
As we all are. Good jab from Solomon Egberime.
Halfway through round number 2. Amonsot has not been active. Is that going to play a role more so the later this fight goes?
Well, I think you'll find both guys haven't fought for around 12 months, so that advantage disappears for either fighter. But in saying that, I think they're both very experienced fighters, and they'll handle that situation without a problem.
Yeah, Amonsot last fought in September of last year, and Egberime in November of last year. Both down here at Flemington.
I think Caesar would be best putting a bit more pressure on Solomon Egberime, try and back him up, try and wear him down a little bit. Sol's a very flashy fighter, and if you stay off him, he'll pick you off.
Former national champion in 2 divisions, Solomon Egberime at welterweight and light welterweight, undefeated in 5 Australian title fights as well. Trying to sneak through there with that straight right after setting up with doubling of the left hand. Over the top there, left hook. And acknowledged there by Amonsot.
Yeah, good shot from Solomon Egberime. We saw against that fight with Mick Katsidis, Amonsot had a lot of success with the right uppercut, or the lead uppercut, I should say. You know, he may bring that in, get underneath the jab of Solomon Egberime as the fight goes on.
Don't hit him, push his head down, all right? Box!
Round 2.
Back to the corners they go, 2 rounds down, and potentially 10 more remain.
Got to work that jab, mate. Use the jab. Control
it, you work the body roll out. When you get him close in, that was a good exchange there. We've got to keep everything short and tight. You know what I mean? One of the punches hurt him. Right? A relatively slow start to rounds 1 and 2, but as we look at the best parts of round number 2, at times both fighters had their forward movements. You've got to get the points too, man. One shot.
In the red corner with Czar Amonsot is ex-Aussie champ Tony Maitland, fought Manny Pacquiao many years ago, and David Birchall in the corner assisting him. David with the principal in the corner for Michael van Nimwegen a little bit later on this evening. If you want to keep up to date on the who, what, when, where and why in Aussie boxing and Friday night fights, join me on Twitter like the rest of the crazy crew and enthusiasts on there. Sir Joe and the bunch watching tonight, critiquing and enjoying, maybe even enjoying a cold one or two as well. We hope they're enjoying. We hope you're all enjoying wherever you may be watching. A great way to finish your working week. Let us do the work and let these boys provide the entertainment on Friday night fights.
Right. Watch back of the head.
Little ambitious there was Amonsot. Trying to open up a little bit, Chris, but really not closing the distance, not using his feet before using his hands.
No, at the start of this round, he came out behind a double jab looking for the left hook, and that, even though it didn't land, that's what he needs to do. He needs to get in behind those punches, as Solomon has a good left hook. Followed up by another right and another right from Egberime.
Trying to cross through there with that right hand. The left is a little low here on Solomon. Maybe a sign that he's comfortable with what Amonsot is throwing at him on that side.
One thing I've learned over the past few weeks, Andy, you can never get comfortable in the boxing ring. Once you start underestimating people, things can go wrong.
Yeah, difficult night for the boys from the Logan Boxing Club on our last Friday night fights.
That it was.
With Trent Broadhurst beaten by Robert Berridge in the main event, but not all bad news for Trent. Understand he's announced his engagement earlier this week, so congratulations to the big guy up there in Brizzy.
A good change in his life, that's for sure.
1 minute remaining in round number 3.
Good head movement there from Sol, and he counters with a left hook on Amonsot. Amonsot trying to walk him down now. And this is what I think he may need to do. Put a bit more pressure on Sol. Don't sit on the outside where Solomon can have, you know, the best parts of his punches.
.30 seconds remaining, round number 3. Both decorated amateurs that are happily and willingly going to warm themselves into this.
That's the shot there I think is going to work for Czar Amonsot. Twice now it's missed, but he's worked behind the jab and he's looking to create some power in his shots.
They're composed boxers, they're composed young athletes, these two, aren't they?
They certainly are.
Caesar thought about it. He cocked the left hand.
Not sure he understood what was supposed to happen there.
Simmons Holmes, Blacksman.com, Rondo. Right Packers.
You're starting to get so old. I don't want to get so old, okay? I need you to box it. Okay, don't get into the holding again. I need you to stay out there. Work from your judge. So, you're cutting with the upper right hand, but can you double up with that? Bang, 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 okay? Okay. I don't want single punches, okay? You turn single. If you lead with the right hand, come back with the left hook. Okay. Or either double up with the right hand. I don't need single punches, so, and I don't need you to get into a brawl with them. Okay. Okay, that's the only way you can fight you, hold you, and try and you know.
Ready to move into round number 4. And you look through the bios that are going to be expertly put together by our good friend Tony Nobbs. You look at some of the best wins in the career of Solomon Egberime. Eddie Delic, Ernie Artango, Jody Crampton, Gary Comer, Sam Columban, Mick Shaw, Bobby Antonakos. Wow, isn't that a list?
It's a real good list. And another good Indonesian fighter in that, Dowdy Bahari.
Yep.
I think he won the PABA title over there in that. That's a good feat to beat Dowdy Bahari. Good boxer, beat John Cottrell.
Yep, beat him in 9 rounds down here. In fact, that was his last fight for Solomon Egberime.
And I think his instructions from Lovemore Nadu in the corner were perfect. No single punches. Put your punches together a bit more. If you throw a right hand, bring a left hook or double your right hand up. He said the same. Amonsot's only chance is to put a bit more pressure on and draw Solomon Egberime into a fight.
Edging forward, shadowing. As we saw statistically early, not a great deal separates, but when you look at them in the ring, the fact that I guess Egberime, the feet are so far apart and he really crouches down where at times Amonsot is fairly straight up and down. It really appears there's quite a height and reach advantage for Amonsot, but it's not the case, it's an illusion.
Yeah, you're right, and Solomon is a very fit-looking guy, but if you look at the back on Amonsot, it's massive, and it makes Sol look small in that. And this is what Caesar has to do. He needs to put pressure on Sol. Draw him into that fight that Lovemore Nadu doesn't want him in.
Only the 3 losses in the career of Sol Egberime. One was, well, the only knockout loss and astonishing, a round 9 KO to Don Don Sultan. Sol was winning the fight, and this is going back 2003, 2004. Got caught with an elbow.
Yeah.
As it turned out. His only other 2 losses were to a young bloke who can go just all right, and I speak of Noafel Ben Rabar, an absolute superstar, world-class athlete. And the most recent one of those losses was on the Danny Green Manny Siaka undercard in Perth in April of last year. Now there's a boxer that excites you the moment he steps into the ring.
Doesn't he? What?
Noafel Ben Rabar.
He just oozes class, that guy.
In an absolute war with one of the cornermen here tonight in Lovemore Nadu.
I'd love to see number 2, that's for sure.
Punching down here, swiping wildly. Here's Amonsot.
Yeah, this is what Amonsot needs to do. He needs to pressure up Sol.
Yep. Now, of course, we were speaking about Lovemore Nadu, a 2-time world champ and a young man that has travelled the globe in search of titles, in search of fights, and he's been in some wars, like this one in South Africa against Cyclone Lacey.
Look at the size difference there.
Lovemore with a little tap, a little dance, and a little throw.
Touch the body as well. They're not giving me combinations. I need to see some combinations. Okay? I don't want single punches off.
Sol, I don't go to sleep, man.
Okay? And watch for his right hook. Okay? So the time comes his right hook. One standing fast like that. I want you to push him.
Round 5 we move into. And I get the feeling things are going to warm right up and reasonably shortly. Both guys have had 12 to 14 months out of the ring, so the slow start was expected by many experts, and that's eventuated.
Oh, and you could hear the corner of Solomon Egberime a little bit, trying to urge Sol on a little bit, not to get too comfortable in there. I thought that was Amonsot's best round, the last round, as he's trying to now put more pressure again on Solomon Egberime.
Step back. Box.
It's Egberime on the back foot, moving to his right, moving away from the jab of Amonsot.
Let's go. Box.
Both guys very light on their feet. 2 minutes remaining in the 5th.
Oh, good left hand down the middle from Amonsot.
Oh, there it starting to exchange now. The volume has been turned right up on the power. We speak about that straight right hand as the way to beat a southpaw. You hear that phrase and that cliche, if you like, often, but it's a mirror. It's the left hand of and the straight one is how the lefties beat
It's
us
a real,
righties.
Yeah, it's a real chess match. How, you know, who can win that lead foot, who can win that lead hand, and then that sets everything up.
Hold. Break.
Moving swiftly to his left. Avoiding the power hand was Egberime. Some big shots thrown here.
Oh, the power really has stepped up. It's up 2 gears.
A lot of these being caught on shoulder, forearm, glove.
Won't be too long till one's not.
That's the law of averages, isn't it? 3-punch combination there by Egberime, well seen by Amonsot. Sol changes levels there.
Break. Step back. I say break, step back. You hear me? Yep. Right. Box.
Often it gets a little ugly with that right and left as fatigue sets in.
Nice move there from Amonsot. Tried to tangle the feet up of Egberime.
Break. Step back. Step back.
Oh.
Back. Big. Box.
Little willing. A little bit of spice for the second half of the fight. How there hasn't been a head clash as yet, I will never know. But I think it'll be a pretty short odds there will be over the next couple of rounds.
How you feeling? I'm up there. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Yep. Hey, you got to keep working, brother. Keep working. Don't go stupid, right? Just keep everything in place. Be sharp, smart. Everything's looking good now. Starting to get more to his body. Not slowing down. You're slowly breaking it down. Just hitting the body out, go upstairs.
As we look at round number 5, Czar Amonsot put the pressure on, and the overhand is the big punch for Czar. So we look at him work in. Right hook comes over the top.
Up dancing, and he's laughing in the corner with Johnny Maitland. He's relaxed, he's enjoying, he's confident.
Back.
Surely when you get up off your stool and you're struggling on the other side of the ring, that has got to start playing games with your mind at some stage.
Yeah, I agree. And rounds 4 and 5, he's been a different fighter, Czar Amonsot. A bit more bounce in his step and a bit more willing to engage. And oh, nice little move there from Solomon Egberime. Going to get a warning for it.
Dane, listen. You pay attention, all right?
Okay.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, I'll take a point off you. You do that again, understand me?
Okay.
Right. Box!
Czar comes in to try and make him pay for that.
Directing that initial shot down low. Good straight left hand from Amonsot. Egberime on the back foot, creeping around to his left, changing his levels and doing so effectively. A minute almost into round number 6.
Egberime's got to put his punches together like his corner vast. Sitting off, throwing his ones, or not putting enough power on the shot to back Amonsot up, that's just danger. As they get tangled over in the neutral corner. Nice work from Amonsot, gets out of there, back on the attack.
Hold his head.
It's just starting to get a little bit scrappy at the moment. Sol's power seems to have dropped off a little bit from round number 3.
Yeah, so is that intent from Egberime as Amonsot awkwardly pops out his jab, his right hand. Minute remaining in the 6th round.
Is that inactivity that you spoke about, Andy? Will that come into play?
Well, as you said, in theory, and theory's wonderful, theory doesn't put gloves on, but in theory, Both guys have been out of the ring for a similar period of time, so it should cancel itself out.
That's right, and with the experience, neither guy should have that sort of problem unless Sol's just taking a rest as he moves around and eats a jab from Amonsot.
30 seconds left in the 6th. Up next, Brad Pitt, Victor Oganov at cruiserweight. We work towards our main event here tonight, part of the IBF Middleweight Box-Off Series. Oh! Amonsot arguably the punch of the fight thus far.
Yeah, certainly was. Left hand, solid, and Solomon Egberime, he felt it. As he answers back with his own right hand.
Defensively, Egberime very good with his feet. There's so many different ways to avoid punches. He avoids most using his feet and being clever.
Yeah, I think that was the key for him tonight. He had to use his feet, not stand still in front of Amonsot. Okay, let's check out round number 6. The illegal shot, there it was from Solomon Egberime. The left hand, here it is. Oh, that's the heads coming together. You saw the left hand earlier from Amonsot. There it is.
He jumps on. He's still in the far away from you, okay? And you need to throw combinations from him. Wait the body, push on top. Okay? I need more punches, so. I need more punches.
That's 6 rounds down, and I think you could pretty well state a case for suggesting maybe Solomon Egberime won the first 3 rounds. Maybe the rounds 4, 5, 6 could well have been won by Czar Amonsot, which would have it even as the second half of the fight starts.
Yeah, I agree. I think the first round very hard to score because neither fighter did much. But Caesar's had the better of rounds 4, 5 and 6, that's for sure.
Our 3 ringside judges, should we require them, Renika Williams, Andrew Campbell and the very good-looking Diamond Dale Westerman, who was one of the superstars of Fox Sports Friday Night Fights for so many years, wasn't he, in some wars? Kickboxing and boxing. Sometimes not even in a ring. We're not allowed to talk about those ones. 1 minute down, 2 remaining. Round number 7 it is. Czar Amonsot in the black and white. Solomon Egberime in the green and white. A little awkward with that lead hand and that lead arm.
That's not where Sol needs to be. That's trouble for him in there. That's where Amonsot wants you. Sol's best bet is to work on the outside as he eats a right hook on the equilibrium on top of the ear. He could be in some trouble here.
Gets out of there, turns nicely and does so throwing punches. Been there, seen it and done it before as Egberime. 85 amateur fights. This is 25th professional bout.
Oh, he's down the left hand.
And standing in front of him was Amonsot raising his arms.
5, 6, 7, 8. Look at me, let's go. All right. Box.
Turning point round number 7 potentially.
The feet may have got tangled a little bit, but the left hand definitely landed down the middle. Will be good to have a look at that one again.
And we will in the break. Is Sol rattled here? Certainly going to be far more desperate here in his offense, more cautious in his defense. But a big round, round number 7 for the 26-year-old, originally from Bohol, the Philippines, now based out of southwest Sydney in Campbelltown.
Step back.
Speak of Czar Amonsot.
He's certainly looking the stronger fighter at the moment, Amonsot.
The hole.
Sol's going to have to do something different to try and break the rhythm of Amonsot.
Right. Step back, step back. Box.
That's round 7.
Bell sounds, round 7 ends. Not a good one for that man, Solomon Egberime, but a good one for Czar Amonsot.
We really have to do something now, okay? So, you go caught because you keep moving their way. I told you move to the left. You better keep your left on the outside. And so you need to give me combinations. You're not giving me combinations.
Breathe.
Okay?
Suck it
Let
up.
us not give me them 1, 2, 3s.
Round 7.
1, 2, 3s right.
Govan stumbles Solomon Egberime a little bit as Czar Amonsot keeps the pressure on, and we'll see the left hand coming. Yeah, watch the front foot of Amonsot as it tangles up and steps on Solomon Egberime's front foot, but there was a shot as well.
Not uncommon with that Southpaw Orthodox combination to see knockdowns / slips or a combination of both. And that is what we saw in round number 7, however, by referee Bryce Burtwhistle. It was ruled as a knockdown. Count was applied. The judges take note.
The left hand down the middle is really working for Czar Amonsot at the moment.
Right. Step back. Box.
There it is again. As he goes back, he's still in that line of the left hand. He's got to go back, pivot, bring his front foot around the front foot of Amonsot and get out of danger.
Where angles become just so crucial. Even defensively, you can make that work, and the greats do. Egberime had the opportunity there with a right hand over the top, was slipped nicely by Amonsot.
As we look at the feet of both fighters, Solomon's working the right way. He's getting around to the left, but as he's rolling, he's not bringing his front foot around the front foot of Czar Amonsot. He's just going sideways with it. He needs to get in behind that front foot, which will bring him around the back of Czar Amonsot. If he just rolls around, well, Czar will just follow him on that angle and catch him with the left down the middle.
Okay, there on the outside, that front foot, and again easily was Egberime.
Much better.
When he got on the outside, he was able to dominate.
If you just roll with that foot, is all the Southpaw has to do is follow you around. You need to get behind it. As you get, oh, there you go again. Front foot outside and the left hook.
This is better from Egberime.
This is his best action since round number 3 for mine, and you can hear the urgency in the corner of Lovemore Nadu and Tommy McCurry telling Solomon Egberime he has to do something different.
Oh, good short right hand from Egberime. And again from Solo.
That's a massive step up, a massive change from Sol.
Just looks more fluent in the back half of this round. Former Nigerian, now based out of Marrickville, Central Sydney. Both guys firing almost simultaneously there.
Good left hand and an equally good right hand from Egberime.
Final couple of seconds of round number 8.
Get off his head. Right. Step back. Box.
Oh, left hand on the bell from Amonsot.
That's exactly what I want to say. I need you to stay on top of him, okay? So, these are championship rounds. You need to give me more punches like you do. I told you, he can't fight on the back foot. Did you hear me? He can't fight on the back foot. You need to put him on the back foot. You need to jab your way in.
Round number 8 was a much better round for Solomon Egberime. He starts getting that foot on the outside, double the right up like his corner of asked. There it is, the double.
Go center for pam, pam, pam. Give me this pam, 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 pam. Okay? Breathe. I need combination. So, He can't knock you out, okay? You're showing him too much respect. You need to take the fight from him.
Thank you, Chris. Seconds out, round 9.
Go blue.
12 knockouts to Czar Amonsot in 22 wins, 11 knockouts to Solomon Egberime in 21 wins. So percentage-wise, very, very similar.
Yeah, on paper they're very equal, both fighters. There you can see Egberime trying to get on the outside now as he digs a good right hook to the body. There's that lead uppercut I spoke about in round 1 or round 2 from Amonsot. Oh, nice left hand down the middle. All the heads come together.
There was a short shot in there from Egberime as well. Trying to come over the top with that lead hand was Amonsot.
Oh,
good right hand.
That's hurt Solomon Egberime. He's in trouble.
Back against the ropes. What has Czar got here? Looking for the finish. Egberime pushes his way out of trouble.
Yeah, he's still in trouble. He's going to go down here. Solomon Egberime.
Amonsot coming from all different angles.
Oh, and again the left hand down the middle from Amonsot. Very, very close. Nearly a head clash again.
Amazes me how there hasn't been a big one and an opening. Round number 9, halfway through.
He's done well to stay up. That was the combination that got Solomon Egberime at the start of this round. Oh, and again. Oh, left hand. Front foot outside, straight down the pipe from Amonsot.
I know we've mentioned it several times, but that front foot is key. Whoever's on the outside is winning that portion of the fight.
That's exactly right. You can see Sol's hands very low, dangerously low now. Big round for Czar Amonsot.
Facing camera Amonsot. Egberime back to camera at the moment. Some good upper body movement from both guys there and avoiding the shots that were thrown.
I'd like to see Amonsot bring that left hook in as he gets a lead hook in. See Sol's hands very low. I think the jab, the left hook may come straight through for Czar Amonsot.
10 seconds remaining in round number 9. So at the end of this, 9 minutes of action.
Oh, another left hand.
And eating one there was Egberime.
Big round for Czar Amonsot.
Try to go the straight double twice. Don't come back out. Double it in and get that hook on the side. It's straight, right? How you feel?
Weight rankings as they stand. We did at the start of November. And Jack Assis is the champion. Rani Ganoi, Steve Wills, Josh King, also Todd Kidd from Queensland, New South Welshman Robert Whaley, Jack Assis, the veteran, closing in on 50 pro fights, is the man they are trying to catch.
Pumpy jab, head movement, that double left hand on the ropes. Listen, see that on the ropes, he can't go anywhere. Pump that left to the body, trust me, this is up and down. Come on, let's go.
Seconds as we approach round 10.
Let's go blue.
A little slow out of the corner here, a little slow off the stool as Solomon Egberime. Those 33 years and some 12 months out of the ring, catching up with him late in this fight.
Oh, and there's the left hand. He's had some luck with that, Amonsot.
Amonsot, it's a very pronounced step with his right, getting on the outside of Egberime's left foot. Changes angles by taking it to the inside, closing in quickly.
Oh, big left hand. Took it well, Egberime. He looks flashy, Egberime, in his flashy green shorts, but I'm not sure about the cut-off track he's underneath.
It's an interesting look, isn't it? And I don't think it's one I've seen before, but the cut-off yellow trackies underneath the boxing shorts.
Might be good luck charm. He's looking for that combination once again.
It worked, didn't it, in round number 9, the straight left hand and the lead uppercut.
Yeah, it did, and it's one that, he, as I said earlier, he caught Mick Katsidis with it quite a lot. Nice body shot there from Egberime.
Heads come together. Well, Egberime's forehead and the jaw of Amonsot.
Oh, good left right hand from Egberime.
It is still there to be won.
It is. I think Sol's got to dig in. He's got to find something extra because there's no doubt he'll be behind on the scorecards. Good left hand from Amonsot.
Swelling around the right eye of Solomon Egberime. Top 50 world boxer. It's been 12 rounds. Just the once. That was all the way back in 2002 with a 12-round victory over Eddie Delic for the Aussie welterweight title right down here in Melbourne. Of course, national titles now contested over the 10 rounds. State titles contested over 8 rounds. It was implemented by Brad Ficali, who was here ringside tonight, going back a few years. Controversial at the time, but I think a logical stepping stone in developing young boxers and their careers, just as far as how long they're spending in the ring. Because of course from there you go up to 12 rounders for regional titles like we are contesting tonight. Egberime almost waiting to try and counter here.
Yes, he does right then. A good combination from Egberime.
Both guys physically look to be doing it pretty well.
Yeah, certainly so. At this stage, Cesar Amonsot more so maybe.
Let the hands go. We haven't let the hands flow yet. He's tight and he's letting his hands go. He's only going hit the legs. How you feeling? Good. Well, let's go out and be good. Come on. You're wasting your punches, brother. You're wasting your blood. Waste them. You hit that right hook. Left hand. Follow through. Hey, if you throw that one, this one.
Second starts round 11.
Go back. Back. Quit. Round. Box.
Both corners slow to leave as we move into the final 6 minutes. Some very wayward, almost slow motion shots from Egberime there.
Oh, good footwork from Egberime there. Dropped the back foot a little, threw the right hand in behind it, caught Amonsot.
Son needs to come round to his left, and when he does come round to his left, it's a natural angle and a natural body movement as well. Clear the way for that right hand to come straight down the pipe.
Stop.
Amonsot, Filipino born, and the biggest Filipino fighter of all time last week, Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Antonio Marquez in another controversial fight.
What?
I had Marquez winning.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think most Australian boxing fans and boxing fans worldwide were pretty much the same opinion.
Yeah, Pacquiao, one of my favourite fighters to watch, but you've got to call it as you see it, and I thought Marquez should have got that one pretty comfortable in the end.
He's just a boxer that Pacquiao can't quite figure out. And in any sport, and I guess any pursuit, there's always that one that stands in front of you. You can shine in front of others that may well be more talented, but here's the question mark for Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I agree.
Does this finally lead to
Let's hope.
Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather Jr.? There are those of the opinion, including the commentators in the United States, that Manny just relaxed a little, slowed right down, trying to give Floyd a false sense of security. Massive gamble, a massive risk if you're doing that, but surely us boxing tragics around the world, the money's there, would deserve to see it.
Oh, big shots from both boys back here in Melbourne. Right hook there from Amonsot. Yeah, I think it's one that all boxing fans want to see. Mayweather and
I think it's
Pacquiao.
gone beyond. We want to see it. We have to see it. We're desperate to see it.
Just a slip there from Amonsot. A welcome addition to the Australian boxing ranks, Cesar Amonsot. Left-hander, we've got some great left-handers. Our man Blake Caporello later on you'll see, Omar Sheikh, Michael Bolling, and Two Guns Paul Fleming, you'll see him tomorrow night.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing young Two Guns. One of Australia's finest young boxers and athletes. A very funny little human.
He is. He's a little different, is Paul Fleming. Oh, big shots traded at the end of round number 11.
Amonsot wanted to touch him up and say well done, and Sol said, bugger you.
You want this fight? How much you want the fight?
Round number 11.
Tell me how much you want the fight.
Quite an even round from both fighters. Solomon Egberime have some luck with the right hand down the middle.
Don't sit back, brother.
Let's hope there's more fireworks this round. The 12th and final round coming up.
Listen, jab, jab, jab.
The Collingwood Footy Club is here. Nick Maxwell,
Okay.
skipper, after some off-season surgery. They are in the house, well supported. Here at Flemington is Brian Armatruda. Barry Michael live event, supported by Australia's sports leader Fox Sports.
Touch gloves. Here we go. Touch gloves. Touch gloves. Step back. Touch gloves. Touch gloves.
12th and final. It is Cesar Amonsot in the black and the white. Solomon Egberime, who was down mid-fight in the green and white.
Brings excellent power, Cesar Amonsot, off that right uppercut. Good left hand down the middle, counter from Solomon Egberime.
Keeping in mind that right uppercut's a lead uppercut for Cesar.
Good body shot there from Solomon Egberime. He needs to get in a little low, that one.
Referee separating back into centre ring with 2 minutes remaining. Desperate for Sol Egberime, you would think.
Oh, good punches from Egberime off the ropes.
Back against the ropes.
And he needs more of it. He needs to bring that home this round. Oh, nice left hand down the middle from Amonsot. Steps outside, sends it straight down the pipe.
Tying up with 90 seconds or just under remaining. Egberime bearing the forehead in. Egberime again circling round to the right, throwing the left hand, slipping well, effectively. Time is running out for former Nigerian amateur superstar. Almost locked in a Muay Thai style clinch there, the two boys. So Amonsot levels that left hand. Egberime again playing the countering role.
Yeah, dug a few good ones to the body, then a shot over the top as both boys land some solid punches.
30 seconds left in the 12th and final round. Back into it they go.
12 rounds and we haven't seen a cut in this style of fight. Oh, nice uppercut from Amonsot.
Last flurry. Here we go. And it's going to finish in the corner. And almost going to finish in a clinch after 36 minutes of work. Czar Amonsot, Solomon Egberime. What a great deal love lost between the two combatants as they head back to their corners. And Amonsot, last fight September last year. That was at lightweight. Tonight he campaigns at light welterweight. The WBO Oriental light welterweight title. Not 100% sure what that means or how much that means, but may well have won the fight against Solomon Egberime, which looks pretty good on your resume.
The 12th and final round. We had action aplenty. There's that lead uppercut that Amonsot had a lot of luck throughout the 12 rounds.
Still plenty more coming your way on this edition of Friday Night Fights. Victor Oganov, Brad Pitt at cruiserweight, the undefeated national champion Brad Pitt in action again. Then the vacant Australian light heavyweight title will be contested between Michael van Nimwegen and also Blake Caparello, New South Wales versus Victoria. In our main event here tonight, part of the IBF middleweight box-off series, it is a title eliminator. Aramiseli Albert and the king, certainly the king of Melbourne, Sam Solomon. And we'll explain the process of what happens with and to tonight's winner. The opportunity of the real deal Daniel Gill. And a huge opportunity for Sam Solomon to make it an all-Aussie affair for that IBF middleweight belt. That is our main event for this evening. At the moment, though, waiting for official word here as to what has happened between Czar Amonsot and Solomon Egberime.
Usually the longer they take, the tighter the decision is. Czar in his corner looked quite confident.
Of course, we lost during the week a man who fought here in 1975 down the road at St Kilda. I speak of Smokin' Joe Frazier, and also closer to home of late Mick Murray and Graham Brooks Sr., two wonderful contributors to the sport of boxing here in the southern capital. To the family and friends, our thoughts and prayers. Scorecards are in. So, with that in mind, let's head centre ring to Mr. Howard Lee. Make
Thank
it
you,
official.
Andy. Okay, did both fighters come to centre ring? How about a big round of applause there for Czar Amonsot and Solomon Egberime. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a split decision. Judge Andrew Campbell had it 114-113 Egberime. Anika Williams had it 114-113 Amonsot. Final card, Dale Westerman. He had it 113-113, a draw. It's a split draw.
A split draw here at the Pavilion in our opener between Czar Amonsot and Solomon Egberime. Not a point separating after 36 minutes. One fight down, 3 remaining. Back